Thank you very much, Anna. From one fishy tale to another. Keep your fingers crossed, because I think there's every hope that there is some light at the end of the tunnel, and we may well be seeing some summer before the week's out. Well, particularly in central and southern areas, the temperature's beginning to climb into the mid-20s probably by the end of the week. Nowhere near as hot, though, I think, as it's been recently on the continent. They've had temperatures over 30 degrees Celsius, not least of all in Mallorca. But, of course, they had to pay for those high temperatures because there was a good scattering of thunderstorms. Hamburg had a lot of rain during the course of the night. Now, I think for many of the more central and western parts of Europe, it is going to be turning cooler during the course of the next few days, and rather more unsettled as well. But at least the Mediterranean holds on to that fine weather. Now, the unsettled weather that the continent will get is actually being exported from the British Isles. But as we get rid of it, then things should change. But to begin with, one area of low pressure moving across us, then another little kink in the isobars. That's more low pressure to come across. And then after that, as we head towards the latter part of the week, high pressure moves up from the south, settling things down. That is, apart from perhaps the northwestern corner of the country. But at the moment, there's a lot of cloud across us, just here and there, one or two spits and spots of rain as well. This satellite picture is a little bit deceptive because it makes the cloud look a little bit thicker than it really is. There is a little bit of brightness, and I think as time goes on, we'll find more and more brightness breaking out in eastern Scotland, northeast England, some brightness too in the extreme southeast and eastern areas of Northern Ireland. But just here and there, little bits and pieces of rain and drizzle, more particularly, I think, near western coasts and hills. In those areas, the temperatures are pegged down a little bit, but it's fairly warm in the southeastern corner, 21 or 22 degrees. Perhaps the best of the sunshine, as far as today is concerned, is going to be late on, towards evening in some of those eastern areas. But then, on the other hand, over Ireland and western Scotland, at the same time, the cloud will be thickening again. That's because this area of low pressure will be getting closer and bringing with it the first of the next outbreaks of rain. And during this evening through into tonight, many of the more northern parts of the country will turn fairly wet, quite breezy as well. Little bits and pieces of rain showing up in the west country. Southeastern areas are probably staying dry, and a warm night virtually everywhere. Tomorrow, the southeast dry, but not for long. A pretty wet and miserable start to the day, I think, in most places. But in many western and northern areas, as the day goes on, the rain will ease off and clear away. It still will be cloudy, though, but at least it will become dry. But the rain's going to hang on in the south and southeast. Wednesday, we're going to find another weather system bringing some outbreaks of rain across most parts. But by the latter part of the week, getting drier and brighter and warmer virtually everywhere. Back to Anna.